Tord, you know him, the turned villain robot operating Red Fury wonder we faced off with, well, multiple times. But how well do we really know him? There's 10 things about Tord. Alright, before we get into it, if you like these type of videos, be sure to...
Hey, did you tell them to subscribe?
I mean, I'm about to.
Did you tell them how if they don't subscribe, they'll miss out on all the latest videos from Neb?
I mean, you kind of just did.
How about the funny numbers? Have they seen the funny numbers?
Okay, you know what? Let's just get into it. Tord originates from the web cartoon Eddsworld, a series of animations originating on Newgrounds and Eddsworld.com featuring a cast of lovable characters and their everyday antics created by Ed Gold. Though Eddsworld did originate as a webcomic, we're going to be focusing mainly on the animated series. Tord was the main character and Ed's roommate in Eddsworld, and the original co-main character of the animated series, originally appearing in the 2004 cartoon Eddsworld Christmas Special. Much like many of the other main characters of the series, his original appearance is much different than now. Tord wouldn't get his iconic design until the Newgrounds animation Tord Says Whatever, an animation of United States of Whatever by Liam Lynch, but with Tord in their place. Tord's black attire and dark brown hair were eventually traded to the now iconic red sweater and lighter brown spiky hair we all know and love. All the main characters in Eddsworld are named after their real-world counterparts: Ed Gold, Thomas Ridgewell, Matt Hargraves, and Tord Larson. Out of the original cast of 4 main characters, Tord is the only one to leave the series, due to a desire to separate themselves from the Eddsworld fanbase and make it on their own due to the attention they were receiving. Tord was seen driving away at the beginning of 25 Feet Under the Sea, but would later return to the series in small cameos and eventually a full-blown villain, though not voiced by the original actor. Tord is a pretty unique name, and they are still recognized for the character in real life. Tord Larson unfortunately has vanished from the internet in order to maintain their privacy, but has stated before their disappearance that there's no hard feelings between him and Ed, and they even kept in touch. In respect to this, Tord doesn't have a canon last name in Eddsworld. Since Tord left the show, they haven't voiced a character since, and later depictions of Tord are instead voiced by Jamie Spicer Lewis. Though the character is Norwegian, Jamie Spicer Lewis's version of the character has a more Russian/Slavic accent. Tord's turned evil in the end part 1 and 2, but fans of the series may have noticed Tord had evil tendencies from the start. In the 2005 Eddsworld Christmas Special, it's revealed that if Ed and Tord were never friends, he would have become a full-blown communist and managed to take over half of Norway before being arrested. There's other hints to their evil nature, like Plank Plankton's part in F is for Fun, landing a helicopter on an innocent civilian in Tord's adventure, general disregard for his friends, and as mentioned by Santa Claus, he plays paintball with real guns. Though Ed also portrays violent characteristics, it's done for comedic effect, and he genuinely cares about the people around him, as opposed to Tord, who does what he does for sadism's sake. It's these characteristics that make Tord the perfect villain for the 2-part finale of the Tomska generation of Eddsworld. Alright, 4 facts in, we finally get to talk about Funkin. BB Panzu's mod versus Tord brought the character to the Funkin world for the first time. This project is one of the shortest productions, as BB Panzu coded, animated, and composed the mod in 5 hours while live to see how quickly they can make a mod. Versus Tord is praised for its accurate depiction of the character, originality, and ruthless difficulty. This isn't the only time BB would use the Eddsworld cast in a mod, however, as in their Holiday Mod Part 2, they would include the songs Demolition and Xanta that both feature predominant Eddsworld cast members. The original Versus Tord presumably follows the plot of the 2-part episode The End, where Tord returns to get his giant robot and take over the world, as seen by the fact that Ed's house is destroyed during the song Tordbot, as in the show. Tordbot was the first large opponent in a Funkin mod, releasing just before Versus Triggy 2.0, who would beat their height by a hair. There's currently an expansion for Versus Tord in the works called Versus Tord Red Fury, which adds on to BB Panzu's mod, currently being worked on by Pfizer. Originally called Versus Tord Expanded, Red Fury plans to release new songs, new characters, and improve upon the mod's current features. The mod is in beta with no planned release date. There's also a mod by Plants vs. Rappers creator Jason the Art Kid that overhauls the art and animation called Versus Tord Legacy Edition. It was intended to get an expanded release like Red Fury, but was likely put on hold for other projects like Versus Sketchy Redrawn and the previously mentioned Plants vs. Rappers. The name Legacy Edition refers to the 12 Eddsworld animations that were funded by Kickstarter, resulting in higher quality Eddsworld episodes and shorts. Online Versus is a fan game that brings Funkin to the multiplayer world, allowing players to host and join each other to face off in a game of high scores. In its most recent update, the game adds 2 single-player challenges, Eddsworld and Uber Kids. In Uber Kids, the player is Pico, facing off against a horde of lab-grown nerds alongside Nene and Darnell. In Challenge Ed, you play as both Boyfriend and Ed, rap battling not only each other, but Ed's neighbor, Eduardo. When playing this week on the, Fricked difficulty, the second opponent is instead Tord, who's seen operating the Tordbot from inside the cockpit. Beating this challenge results in the player getting a playable Tord for online versus. Tord is missing his helmet in BB Panzu's mod, but it's present in Versus Online. The Pickelhaube was a helmet used by the Prussian military that was adopted by Germany as a whole as a standard military garb. Originally designed to defend from sword blows to the head, the Pickelhaube was mocked and eventually abolished due to its impracticality on the battlefield. because guns were invented. The helmets are instead used ceremonially, and in Tord's case to give a look of a powerful military leader. A running joke in early episodes of Ed's World is that Tord hates the Leslie Gore song, Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows, even being depicted as the song that will play in his personal hell in the episode Hello Hellhole. The motif of Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows is sung briefly by Boyfriend, to which Tord shoots him a nasty glare. Tord is a member of an organization known as the Red Army, alongside fellow soldiers Paul and Patrick. The organization is run by a mysterious figure known as Red Leader, who's actually theorized to be Tord themselves. When crashing their plane into a cloudberg in the episode The Snogger, 3 figures can be seen parachuting from the wreckage, despite only Paul and Patrick being shown in the cockpit. Paul and Patrick can also be seen fighting zombies in the episode Fun Dead, with a familiar silhouette alongside them. The fact that both Tord and Red Leader are shadowed in mystery made fans come to the conclusion that they are one and the same, which paid off in the end part 1 and 2. And that's 10 things about Tord. I hope you enjoyed. Research for this video was super nostalgic for me since I got to go back and watch old Ed's World episodes I haven't seen since they came out. Like, I remember my friend John sending me a Newgrounds link on MSN Messenger to hammer and fail. Just going down the Ed rabbit hole from there. Great, now you guys know how old I am. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time.